So welcome everybody back to Forza Horizon 4, and today we're going to be doing the Spring Community Championship. We've done obviously winter, autumn and summer, so yeah, let's see what this spring one has in store for us. Now we're going to be in retro rally cars and we've got at least 4 to choose from, so yeah, looking forward to trying all of them out, well at least 3 of them, depends again how many races are going to be in this one. I think in the winter one there was only 2, so hopefully there's a lot more races than this, but yeah. You can win the Honda Prelude from 1994 if you haven't already got it. It's a rare car, you can only really get it via like doing this kind of stuff, or obviously on the auction house, but I've already got it, but it's a cracking vehicle to try and get as well, and obviously you get an extra 40,000 credits as well, on top of obviously whatever you earn during these races. So let's see how many there are. Please at least be 3. 1, 2, 3, 3. Right, that's good. So we get to at least choose 3 of the 4 cars that we've got to choose from. Or it's actually only letting us choose those 3. I swear the Subaru 22B was an option. Nope, guess not. It did say it was eligible, but maybe I don't have it upgraded or I have it too upgraded, I don't know. But definitely going to try out this Mitsubishi Lancia Evolution because it is my favourite of the Lancer Evos, and yeah, then we'll give the other 2 a try out. Kind of works out really low to be only able to choose out of 3 cars since we've only got 3 races. So yeah, we'll do this one for the first race, probably the Lancia in the second, and then go with the more reliable, slightly more boring, but yeah, it should be a good car nonetheless to use, the Audi. Because yeah, this one, the Lancia, is a lot more exciting and a bit more fun to drive, whereas the Audi is more dependable and a bit more predictable to drive. But yeah, this is easily my favourite of the 3. And of the Lancer Evos that we've ever had on a Forza game, it's easily my favourite as well. But obviously we've never had all of the versions of this car on the game. We've never had every generation, which should hopefully change at some point. With Forza Motorsport 8 going to be most likely on the brand new spanking console that has been announced recently. Should have all of the space and graphical power and the like to have as many cars as possible. Oh dear, slightly overcooked that with the handbrake. So being spring, it's a little bit in between autumn and summer. Slightly damp in places, but nowhere near as wet as autumn. But also slightly drier like summer. Came through here in the previous video doing the Commuter Blues Showcase remix, which is also part of this season's festival playlist, which was pretty fun to be honest, especially considering we're in the worst version of the Macan that we have on this game. Yeah, this is one big loop. It's only 1 lap. It's technically point to point, but point is the place that you started from. Red Lanciers everywhere. Yeah, I really do like this car. It's got not the most power that a Lancer Evo's ever had, but because it's got a fair decent amount of power nonetheless, and a cracking amount of torque, but also weighs a significant amount less than the later models. It's surprisingly quick, and the all-wheel drive system is really grippy. Manages to deal with the power, but also manages to give you plenty of grip into the corners, and there's not really all that much understeer either, which is always a good thing in an all-wheel drive car. because it is so light, it's got really good acceleration. Inevitably a little bit of turbo lag in a car like this, but as long as you got it in the right gear at the right revs, it's going to fly. And we're nearly done this final section, and then we're back where we started. Gotta keep up with the only rear-wheel drive rally car to ever beat the Quattro. He weighs even less than I do, while not having much less in the way of power. Significantly less in the way of torque. Meaning I have to pull up these hill bits. As well as the all-wheel drive to scramble out of any slow corners. There we go. Got the win. Not a convincing win because the Lancia 037 was just behind us. It's, yeah, less than a second behind us. And was obviously in first for quite the majority of that race. But first place is first place, no matter how much you finish by. So yeah, did fairly well there. The Lancia Delta S4 came in third. Renault 5 Turbo in fourth, and another 037 in fifth and sixth. Ford Escort did not do all that well, and neither did the later version of the Lancia Delta. But then again, so did the 037 come in second to last place and last place. So yeah, skill obviously does come down to it, but yeah, all-wheel drive cars there dominating at least the top 5. Or not. Yeah, just realised the Renault 5 Turbo is rear-wheel drive as well. Well, sort of dominating, because obviously I came first and the Lancia Delta S4 came in third, but yeah, rear-wheel drive cars do have their place on races like this. Nonetheless, let's get on to the second race in this championship. So we've seen what a late 90s Evo can do, so what about a mid-80s Lancia? So yeah, as you can see, the Evo had 280 horsepower, 300 pounds-feet of torque, and weighing only 2,822 pounds, which are really good statistics, quite frankly, whereas the Lancia, 247 horsepower, 214 pounds-feet of torque, but it does weigh less at 2,646 pounds, so less weight, a significant amount less in terms of horsepower, and even more significant amount less weight, less in terms of pounds-feet of torque, but it does have less weight, and yeah, handling-wise, it's also less, but braking is the same, acceleration is the same, but launch isn't quite the same, because obviously this has an older all-wheel drive system, so yeah, it's a bit more mechanical rather than electric, but yeah, let's see what it can do nonetheless. I'm sure it'll do well, because again, it was successful in rallying, and yeah, being a Lancia, it's always going to be fun to drive. But this again is another car company that I feel has been severely underrepresented in previous Forza games, including this one. Obviously we've had the Fulvia, we've had this, we've had the 037, we've had the Lancia Delta, and the Stratos, but they're the only ones we've ever had. We've never really had any other ones, and yeah, there's plenty of great Lancias out there, even if you've seen that Top Gear episode where they went through 7 of their favourites, the majority of them we've not had on this game, or any Forza game, so yeah, there is, oopsie, definite room for improvement, just like there is room for improvement on my driving skills, because that was awful. I do apologise for Escort. But yeah, definite room for improvement in the Lancia kind of degrees. Because yeah, several great cars that, to my knowledge, have also been underrepresented in other racing games as well. So yeah, it would be nice to see these get an expansion as well. Seems the AI are also struggling with this course. Interesting fact for you, this was the first car to use twin charging. It's got turbocharger and a supercharger, which is why it has a fair decent amount of power from a 1.8 litre engine. So yeah, Lancia have pretty much always been at the forefront of doing new things that other people just aren't doing. Like the Lancia Forza, for instance. V4 engine, first ever car to have that. Obviously it wasn't the only car to use such an engine, because even the original Ford Transit had a V4 engine, but yeah, it's certainly the first one to popularise that kind of thing. Somebody missed out on a checkpoint there, that's where they vanished. Yeah, you kind of cheated there, I'm afraid. There's no way you made a checkpoint doing that. Yep, he's gone. Really rather technical circuit, this. Maybe the Audi would have been better for this, because that is a more technically proficient car. Yeah, despite the age and the fact that this has a lot less power than the Evo that we had, it's still a fairly decently quick car. Nice and high revving as well. Right, we're in a podium position. Speaking of an Audi Quattro, that's in first place, with the Lancia 37 right behind it, which is fitting considering them two competed against one another in real life. And this Lancia Delta S4 was obviously the Lancia's first all-wheel drive car as well, so pretty fitting trio here. Pulling out a massive lead over everyone else. Oh, that corner caught me out. Oh, I don't want to be pushing him off as well. It's not fair on his part. It's my own fault. My mistake. No reason why someone else should have to pay for it. I know that happened with the Escort at the beginning, but can't really rewind that close to the start line. I'd have to restart it. But I'll own up to the mistake there. Feeling this isn't quite agile enough for this course. Just look at the size of this compared to the 037. We beat the mighty Quattro is a real answer. We do have the 037 hanging right on behind us. backed off for some reason. Come on, give me all the speed that you've got. Pretty fun circuit though this. I do like how technical it is and how much of a challenge it clearly is, because I'm still getting that corner wrong. Which probably says a lot about more my skill than the complications of the track. Regain our first place position though, that's the ultimate answer, no question even. Slightly sneaky overtake there. Kind of got to take what you can though at this point. The Audi's right on my tail. Come on. There we go. Once again, by the skin of our teeth. Yeah, that was a lot more difficult this time around than it was in the Evo, but then again the track is a lot more technical than it was before. But yeah, still got the almighty crucial points, but yeah, as you can see the time difference between me and the Audi was even closer than between the Evo and the 037 in the previous race, so yeah. But still, get the all crucial 20 points there, meaning we now have 40. But the Audi and the Lancia 037 are only 10 points behind, so there's still a lot to gain, because if I only come in what 5th or 6th or something like that, then they could easily overtake me and get the first place overall. So yeah, still all to play for, so let's get on to the final race in this championship. Right, for the third and final race we're going to be going in the Audi Sport Quattro, so let's see how it adds up against the Delta that we're just in. So that's the Delta's horsepower, torque and weight, and as you can see the Sport Quattro has a significant amount of extra horsepower. In fact, it has even more than the Lancer Evo by 26, and yeah, an extra 59 over the Lancia Delta. A significant amount of extra torque, not quite as much as the Evo, but it also does way more than the Lancer, but also slightly less than the Evo as well, while having the larger engine out of the three, as you can see. Not quite as unbalanced as Evo, but not quite as you know, rear bias as the likes of the Delta. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what this car can do. Again, as you can see, same acceleration time, just slightly head-to-head on the launch, but as you can see, because it is a slightly older car, it's got worse handling and worse braking. So it's going to be interesting to see what it can do. But yeah, I have full confidence in it putting in a good showing. All we technically need to get is 2nd or 3rd, but making it 3 for 3 would be a good shout. Yeah, this is again another car company that has been severely underrepresented in the Forza games, especially in terms of classic cars. There's only like one from the 90s from Audi, and this is the only one from before the 90s that is a road car. So yeah, again, another car company that really needs to be given more representation, quite frankly, because later versions of the Audi Sport Quattro are also phenomenal, so there's no reason why we can't have them in or over our Audis. Keeping up a good rate of speed. A fast circuit, well, fast point to point, should I say, or race. Oh. Did not see how close that tree was to my wheel arch there. So yeah, it's stupidly quick even in a road going version, so you can only imagine what it was like in rally spec, which with less weight and a lot more power. And annoyingly, this is another one of those classic cars that you'd think would have a fully viewable car, but unfortunately does not. It's a shame because yeah, this is another one of those cars that I'd love to review, but for the most part I do like to only review cars that I can see at least the engine bay from, and it's a bonus if you see the boot, or if it has rear doors, go in them as well. Really cars that are newly released in the game that I'll let the fact that I can't see the entire car, or at least the engine, off, just like I did with the Porsche 718 Cayman, and they both missed their checkpoint. Unlucky, especially since we're at the halfway mark. Another pair of cracking all-wheel drive turbocharged front engine cars behind us. Very similar to this car. Nowhere near as much power, but I think they do way less than this actually. And being cars from the early 90s, probably having better handling and braking as well. Clearly the fastest section of the course so far. Easily getting past 100 mile an hour. Yeah, really do like this course, to be honest. It's nice and quick. Nice variety of off-road elements. Fraught with danger as well at times, as you can see. Especially if you're as incompetent as I am. We're nearly done. Coming up to the home stretch. Quite a narrow section, so I'd imagine if you were up against, you know, human players, this would be quite a tough section to get a pass on. through the chickens, up to the final corner. Don't lose it. Oh, the escorts are right behind. Or at least one of them is. Drag race to the finish. Yeah, I have the ultimate power here. No matter how much in weight they weigh less than me, it's not going to make up for the massive difference in power. So yeah, there we go. That was a little bit more convincing than the previous two. As you can see, we've got a decent amount of time in between us and second place, but still less than a second between us. But yeah, get the all-important 20 points there, meaning that we get 60 overall with, yeah, massive difference here. The escort there, 22 points behind. But then again, that's probably because they came in second place that time round, whereas beforehand they weren't in the top 3 or even the top 5. So yeah, it's purely down to that. Whereas obviously the likes of the Lancia Delta and the Lancia 037 or even the Delta S4 were behind us by not much, but as you can see, ended up falling way back. So yeah, really impressed by the 3 cars that we tried there. So yeah, like I said, win the Honda Prelude for doing that championship. Again, a really nice car to drive if you've never had it before in this game. Now's your chance to get it. Only have to do 3 simple races, which are fairly fun in their own right. And you also get an additional 40,000 credits as well. So yeah, win-win, quite frankly. But yeah, there we go. That's the final championship of the current festival playlist. Hopefully there are some more community and developer made ones for the next festival playlist with the next 4 seasons. But nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.